I wanted Lolly to give me some locations to go see.
I am. Well, so far I've got my 2 favourite Cornish ones that I'm pulling out.
Nice. Nice.
I just hate YouTube. YouTube is the worst. Let's see if I can get away with insulting YouTube.
And I'm gonna...
They're like, well, you're still on here, so...
Yeah, like, we've got you forever.
We've got you forever.
Okay, there we go.
Just so you know, Omni, in 17 minutes, Doctor Who is on. So do you think we could have a session in that amount of time?
The final.
Please.
Oh my god.
Please don't put me against Doctor Who. Please.
I mean,
I can't compete. I cannot compete with a fandom that intense, okay?
Like,
I say this as someone who enjoyed Doctor Who. I can't compete with that shit. Are you kidding me? I'm David Tennant and
like... You're wasting a lot of time here, Omni. We could have started by now. Just...
Jesus Christ. So, let's go through... I'm not even... I don't have the energy. I don't have the ability.
Jesus.
Okay, so, anyway.
Lolly says we can watch it afterwards.
Alright, let's take a look at the audio bounce, because I'm peeking out on the mic, and I can... If anyone's out there listening to... I am so fucking sorry. I didn't realize how loud I was getting. Anyway, I think we're okay now. Alright, let's go round robin for everybody. And also, let's make sure this is...
Who the fuck is Robin?
Me, I'm Robin.
Duh, he works with Batman.
Oh.
Not that Robin. That Robin and Batman have some... They have some talking to do. But let's go. So, starting from my angle, like, no particular order for you guys. Red, let's get an audio check from you.
Oh, Jesus. Hello. How you doing?
Okay. You're coming in pretty good. You're coming in pretty good. Alright.
Great.
Next, Bond, audio check from you.
I love you so much.
Okay. A little more?
Okay, so I just have to get closer, is that what it is?
A little bit, yeah, unfortunately. I'm sorry, this is what happens. We have one shared mic because we're in one shared room.
We need separate offices, really.
That would be lovely. One day. We'll get that one day. Okay, so one more time?
Hi.
Okay, that's getting at least into the...
Into the range that I need to be.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. I'm just going to have to talk a little more quietly, because...
I'll have to face you, yeah.
Yes, you have to face me for that. Okay, so that's good. Next up, we have... Let's start with... let's go to Paul. Paul, audio check from you.
Hello there, my name is Paul, aka Amsandy20, and today I will be playing a leprechaun who is actually trying to fall in love with an octopus.
Thank you for that incredibly interesting audio check, and I don't know where to go from that. Next we're going to go to Lolly. Can you give me an audio check?
No, because I'm now panicking about how to words, and I don't know what any words are ever again.
That works.
I don't know what to say anymore.
Perfect. That works. You did it. You nailed it. And then
You
finally...
put me on the spot. My brain fell out my arse.
And then finally, JJ.
I did that a long time ago.
She said her brain fell.
Okay, so hilariously, that works as an audio check, and it's quite good. So I think we're all set on that. I'm just gonna make sure.
I hope my wheeze peaked the microphone there.
Oh God, I'm gonna be peeking mic all day. This is gonna be so weird.
Don't listen with headphones.
Yes, please.
No headphone. You winning. Do not listen without headphones. If you're in a public space, some of the things I am about to say.
Why would you be watching in a public space? Just go home.
If you're a bus,
I'm
though.
inexpressibly excited for this session today because
Yeah.
I'm going to play the game with you, Red. I'm very excited too.
Indeed.
You're in for a fucking treat.
The amount of times I've watched streams at work.
Well, before we start, I just want to take a very brief moment to say welcome to Unicorn Head Studios, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Legacy First Flight, our fast and light tale in the world of tomorrow. I wanted to take a little second here to thank all my incredible patrons right now who are making this channel possible, including but not limited to the incomparable Ampersand, who is in fact playing Louis, the amazing Atlas, and the inevitably handsome Heinrich. And then finally, we have, for our Tier 2 patrons, the ever-resilient Necronomulus. Much love to you guys. If anyone wants to sponsor us or, support us, please, patreon.com/
Our cameras aren't on.
No, yeah, none of your cameras are on. This is just me.
Like, yay!
Yeah, everyone's waving and acting behind this. No one can fucking see you. This is my time.
Wave it, alright?
This is mine.
I'm picking cat hair off my shit, so I don't know.
Anyway, patreon.com/ The Last Omnitect, all one word. Your contributions make this possible, and if you want to get my webcomics 2 weeks early, and eventually get free access to my TTRPGs, let's get that up to like 20 to 40 subscribers, and I will release all my TTRPG content for fucking free on there, because I just need to survive. So, let's get to it. Everyone's here. As we load in, one at a time. Yes, I did it! Whenever you have a new player pop in, like, I have to add a whole bunch of new assets, and it just worked perfectly the first time. Beautiful. Glorious.
I do have that effect on people and software.
Yeah.
I turn software into hardware, I'll say that.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Also, to everyone who's currently out there, please say hello to the incredible Red, who is going to be joining us in this session. Who's going to be joining us actually moving forward as our new 5th player. KO has unfortunately had to move on to pursue the ruthless work of capitalism to survive. And we'll hopefully see KO again in the future at some point, but Red will be taking the position of our 5th player. So, now that we're done with all the preamble, who wants to give me a recap of last session? Make it good, because we have a new player.
No.
Don't just meme me. I know we do that. Please, for the
Well,
love
are
of
you
fuck.
sure? You could meme. I would be entertained. It's for
But-
my sake, right?
Quietly puts notes away.
No, you could send them to me.
I mean, key highlights.
So, last
Yeah.
session, we got busy building some bases. We had 2 bases to build because the ladies in other cams were on a epic bit of retail therapy, and got 2 bases for the price of I don't know, 2 bases. I
2.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the price of 2.
But in
It
girl
was-
math, it was fun.
Yeah, it was buy one get a second one for the same for the same. We had one that was under just a bunch of ice. It was just like there was a bunch of ice. We were under the ice. Names escape me because I don't remember them.
Trumps.
There, thank you. And yeah, we really liked that one. It was quite well defended by just the ice, so we sort of decided to expand that. We gave some living quarters to the people who wanted to live there. And I believe that character who used to play with us was left there.
Klaxon, yes.
Thank you. No, Klaxon wasn't left there.
Oh, no, Klaxon
No,
wasn't.
Klaxon was the
you...
other one.
No. Oh, wait, no, the one you... Oh, okay. Oh, Kushitaka. Yes, that's Derek's
Kushitaka.
character.
Omni,
Yes.
keep on. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry that I've had so many players leave me, okay? It's already a pain point. Anyway, continue.
Kushitaka was left there with the build anything bot. While the build anything bot was building anything.
Delon Ray, yes, the keeper
yeah,
of the Stellar Forge.
I feel like I get redacted memories where all the names are redacted
Yep.
on like everything I do. But yeah, that was a very nice base. I did quite like that one. That can be piloted by about 50 odd people. We've got space for about 25, so you know we're good there. And then we went over to the other base where Klaxon had a fight with one of the locals because Klaxon just likes to fight people, I guess. And because I think we won, if not, it was very close. No, we did win, but it was quite close.
Yes.
We got the respect and admiration of the locals. So the locals were like, hey, we need jobs, we're really good at security and other such things. And we were like, yeah, okay, go on then. And then we were just chilling.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah. You guys spent most of the time last week building your base and setting yourselves up for this new base. So, which was very funny, because I was like, you're probably going to choose, like, you know, 1 base, maybe 2. And then, like, you chose 2 planets. I'm like, okay, sure, we'll do that. This is what I get for opening the real estate market to you guys. So...
Yes.
We wanted the party planet, and then the other one's the actual work planet.
That is true. That is true. The ice planet is useful as the we have something we need to hide planet, and the other one is just convenient. So then...
We'll just be having a barbecue.
So you used to have Greenland and Iceland as planets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Vermont and Iceland. But yes.
Oh, fucking forgive me, Your Highness.
Whoa. We are not referring to the ice planet as Iceland, given that Iceland is actually the green one. It's Greenland that's the cold one.
No, I know.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
the
like,
joke.
It's like, oh, Tromsky is Greenland.
But anyhow,
Freaking love that.
That's what capitalism does, right? You know,
Yeah.
they're just like, we'll just call this one thing and they'll assume it's fine.
so then, let's pick up where we left off then. Everybody who's here, for the record, again, welcome to the session. Get yourself a mode of legacy so that you guys have an extra reroll. All your modes will reset to what they normally are, so you're going to get an extra one.
Has Bon rolled her pre-game dice?
Yes, Bon has. Which, would you tell everybody what your results were?
Oh, I got 2 19s that I can use to substitute for rolls.
Okay.
Suck it.
Oh, juicy.
Looks like we are.
Oh,
getting-
sorry, Loki. My bad. 1 second, brother.
No worries. So yes, 2 19s, which is pretty spicy. For those of you who are new to this, who are new to the game and the channel, Bon has an ability that basically lets her re-roll a certain number of times and replace, or I should say, replace the result of so many rolls per game with a pre-game roll, which in this case was a 19. So,
Basically the Dark Eldar.
oh no, that's the Eldar. It's normal Eldar.
Okay, normal Eldar.
Yeah, and that's what it used to be. I don't know what it is now. Games Workshop is a
that's-
nightmare.
Sisters of Battle do that now.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh,
Games
Jesus.
Workshop, please stop trading your fucking mechanics around the different armies and pretending they're different. Anyway.
Eldar just don't do anything anymore. They used to be able to like get +3 to hit them. And...
Well, you know what I do now? Now I play fucking one-page rules, because it actually doesn't hate you. But that's just me.
Ooh, Mr. Not Corporate over here.
Yeah.
A smaller corporate. Anyway, so, let's start off with where we... I guess let's start off. So, everybody has been slowly building these bases the past couple of... I guess it's been a week, at least, that you guys have been in this place, like, setting things up. It takes time to get stuff going. And so, while we're doing that, we're going to turn our attention somewhere in the upper atmosphere. Harlan, you're currently...
U-Rag.
Yes. You are currently on a shuttle descending through the upper atmosphere. You hitched a ride on another starship, which was sent out by the Union. It's one of those larger, like, cruise craft that it'll occasionally go through, like, various worlds and sort of drop people off at Lagrange points and let them shuttle to where they need to. This one was personally commissioned by the Union to drop you off. After all, you're a Voyager and you need to get to your team. The lander is not automated, but small, and the pilot's not been very chatty. It's literally so quiet inside you can hear the whoosh of the air pressure slowly, like, roaring along the outside of the ship, rattling the plates as you descend. Harlan, would you describe your character for us?
Sure. Harlan is rather young on the scale of Anazali. He's only 200 years old, but he also grew up amongst humans. He was orphaned during a... He doesn't really know, actually, so I won't share. He was orphaned for whatever reason, and humans found him and decided to raise him. So he kind of looks like... The best way to describe him is Anazali Commander Shepard with the leather N7 jacket on. So he knows a lot about human culture. He knows a lot about just living a short lifespan. But the problem is, his family that raised him has come and gone and come and gone. So he's like, okay, I need to split away. I live much longer than these people, because... So he went off and decided to do his own solo thing. And while he was trained under humans, he was heavily militarized. And he is a bit of a... USMC Spartan type, so he's pretty handy with weapons, and honestly, he can move through a crowd pretty well. He's lived in a big city his entire life, and now he's going out to do like the space cowboy, frontiersman kind of thing, and just paid off his debt, so he's moving on again, and yeah, he's probably going to get you into more trouble than get you out of trouble, so fair warning. He's very angsty for a 200-year-old Anazali.
I think that's on par for the course.
So,
yeah.
I mean, Zenith is the epitome of not angsty, I'll have you know.
Okay, the thing is, he has a high regard and high respect for other Anazali because to him, they're like myth because he's never really met a lot of other Anazali.
I look
He's
forward
just
to him
like-
discovering her age. Put it that way.
I will say this. He will follow the orders of any Anazali that gives him orders. But nobody else.
So,
She will like it.
Oh, good
Yeah.
to know.
Harlan,
Yeah,
as
I'm gonna ignore the rest.
Technically, Becky
yes, ma'am.
outranks you in terms of genetics.
we'll see. So, as Harlan, as you're sitting there and the shuttle's rattling around you, eventually the pilot turns around and humanoid, vaguely, wearing a mask, hard to see, it's the full atmosphere suit, turns around. Right, so I'm getting a landing signal a little over this ridge. Looks like there's an old colony here, something, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see. You want me to sort of land and drop you off, or like just hover above the ground, let you jump? Like, I really don't much know nor care, so whatever you like.
I like making an entrance. I'll be right back.
Right, and so as you pass over the colony, the ramp on the back lowers down when you're about like 20 feet off the ground. And it just sort of hovers
I'm gonna
there.
Metal Gear Solid 3, just just leave and go flying out. No, I'm gonna hop into my hard suit.
Okay. All right.
And I would also like to request my bike be like parachuted down with me.
Fun fact, it's got a hover engine, so it can do that by itself.
Okay, so I'm gonna put in my non-branded earbuds, and it's gonna be like, "Welcome to Legacy Radio. This ain't your daddy's rock station." Then it starts playing a really souped-up sci-fi version of Radioactive by Imagine
Oh
Dragons.
my god.
Oh my God.
I'm completely fucking around. It's like hard rock. Like he is very much like he thinks he's a badass. So like he's listening to like hard rock, and he's just like standing stationary as he is just falling through orbit, just like kind of like in the pencil way. He's got his legs together and his arms.
There's this
So he's
solid wham as you hit the ground outside of the base at, I believe that would be Narasu, is the world you guys are currently on.
Did we not pick
Narasu
that
3.
up on our sensors?
You would have, but it wasn't
Okay,
flagged
but
as important. yet.
superhero landing. He's gonna like like full like fist in the ground and then like stand himself up, and he's gonna like wave his arm off because that kind of hurt.
So, Harlan, as you land, first off, the base already knew you were on the way. The security personnel who man this place are the same folks that man your ship, and they sort of run things in sequence, so each of you would have been alerted that there's someone who's going to be arriving shortly. Your first impression, just Harlan, looking around the environment, is, and I guess we'll flop over to the actual base, because we...
Yeah.
With 3 GMs here?
Okay, so whatever you were just saying, I missed all of it, because for the first time ever, I had an internet spike, and only me. Not Bon, she was right there, perfectly fine. Me, broadcasting, I'm the guy who gets fucked.
Yeah.
Red has left the stream.
That's true.
Damn. Well, that's bad.
Oh,
No,
And now Bon has dropped off.
am
Looks
I not
like.
here?
I can see you, Red.
Oh,
On the stream? No, I
No,
can see
you know,
Red
on
video,
YouTube,
on the
not
stream,
here,
on
yeah.
YouTube.
Oh, he dropped from the YouTube.
Yeah. Okay.
The two of you.
Yes, I don't know what's
Bon
going on
was
with that.
there the entire time, and I can see Bon perfectly fine.
Yep.
She's on
Okay,
camera,
then
though.
it's... Hold on.
It's
Let me
just
just...
you, yeah.
Let me reset my video.
It's not a live stream if there's not some technical problems.
I'm
I
right.
think-
I
legally,
know.
we cannot play the song, but please look up Spanish Flea and listen to that on repeat.
What's agony to me is that it was me. It was, and it wasn't at the beginning. It was randomly 10 minutes in.
It's,
Anyway.
No, it was after Red was like, radioactive!
And then shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
Copyright!
This ain't your daddy's radio station.
So,
Right.
Red, as you look around at this place, Narasu 3.
I'm sorry, my name is Harlan.
Also, should Red be on YouTube? Because Red is not.
I mean, I am. Redemption VA.
There we go.
There we go. Yes.
Redemption VA.
It was my video. I had to reset video.
Is he?
Do I need to reset
He's
mine?
good on the YouTube.
No. Everyone, don't fucking touch your shit. It was me. Leave it alone. Anyway. Please, for the love of God. Anyway.
So what you're saying is, Omni, we need to get new links. Is that what?
No, we're done. I'm continuing. Shut up. So, anyhow, I love you guys.
I can't even bring the chaos. Paul's got all of it over there. He's hoarding that chaos for himself.
All right. So, as I was trying to describe this planet for the third time.
No, I'm listening.
Okay. No, it's not you. It was my PC that decided to interrupt me twice. Then, Anyway, so
Okay. Good.
Narasu 3 is a relatively what we would call temperate world. Various different biomes, much like ours, where it's different climates. But where we've landed, it's roughly around the middle belt. There's this series of massive canyons and mountains that sort of ring the planet, almost perfectly at its equator. And here in this particular area, it's very alpine because it's so high. It's actually cooler. The air is very brisk and fresh and smells almost entirely of like pine trees and evergreen. And there's this very cool breeze coming up off the mountain. And you, good sir, landed right outside of this garage we depicted. There's this little like spider web cracking in the stone beneath you where you landed. And there's like 2 to 3 other folks nearby who are just moving like boxes who just look over at you with this like... I'm gonna actually roll very fast to see what their reaction is, because I genuinely don't know how they'd react to somebody just like, let me just slam on the ground. Okay, at least 2 of them are shocked.
Could I make a roll to how badass the landing was?
Sure. Make me... Do you have Intimidate? Or sorry, this would be Coercion. Do you have Coercion?
I have coercion.
Roll Coercion for me. That'd get...
So it's a D8 plus 2.
Correct.
Don't forget your luck die.
Indeed.
Could I argue that this is a regular warfare?
I would dare say dropping from the sky would be, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Alright, so we're looking at a D8 plus 4, right?
Correct.
Don't forget your luck die.
Oh, my luck die. What's the luck die?
D6, unless you have another ability.
Uh,
Well, with a roll of a 2, I can't imagine it could be much worse. So, there you go. So that'd be a 9 total.
Oh yeah, that's a shit.
That's not as bad as you think.
Can you pass me the...
Yeah, nine's pretty good considering it's a D8 plus 4. So the highest you could have got is 13.
Or it had exploded.
No.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously, excluding explosions.
I'm painfully average in so many regards that this just reminds me of all my fucking shortcomings.
Oh, buddy.
You are the most average person, but you should be proud of that.
Dude, I blended in a crowd. You'll fucking miss me. I'm 6'3", but you'll just be like, where did he go?
So as you slam into the ground, there's like at least 3 personnel just like randomly moving boxes, and like at least one of them just like drops it and yelps as the other ones all sort of look at you. You all, and by you all I mean the rest of the fire team here, you all were alerted that someone will be joining you shortly, and he's being sent by Orin. So, you all know that much. What's everybody doing? Like, what's everyone's reaction to this? You would have had enough time to go where you wanted to go to meet or not.
Becky has a barbecue ready.
In 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Love that.
Okay, sure. You were out there cooking burgers already.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
With a 9, what does that mean for me? Was it cool? Was it mid?
I would say it was like, I mean, it's pretty, you didn't make it look lame. How would I put it this way? We're going full Iron Man landing here, like Iron Man 1. So,
A little bit. So, because it wasn't like a great roll, but it was like a good roll, right?
It was
so
solid.
He's gonna stand, like the old man grunt when you're standing up and your knees crack like fucking firecrackers. You know?
In this case, it's your hard
Oh
suit
my God.
clanking, and it's like the heavy gears and hydraulics and electric motors
As I'm
whine.
standing up.
Yeah, in that thing, you're standing at like roughly about, I want to say probably like 10 or 11 feet tall, give or take. Hard suits are
Nice.
heavy things, even with like extra, even with your basic height, like it adds at least 3 to 4 like feet.
I was gonna say Harlan isn't short, but
Yeah, you're probably about 10 foot right now in that thing.
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty spicy.
Yep.
So Becky's outside cooking. What's everyone else doing during this time?
So, Becky, you're outside cooking. I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
So, is this our community? Is this our community day? Like, is this? Because I remember last episode we ended talking about how we were gonna have like a community day to get
like
to know our neighbors and stuff.
together and chill. Yeah.
So is that what you're doing right now, or is this just a day where you're just out
I
grilling?
think she's just out grilling for the people who are
Okay.
here working with us. Like, hey, we'll just have a group, an activity.
Okay. I just wanted to double check that. If Amaya knows that somebody's coming and it's a new member of the team, Amaya would go outside to kind of see what they're about. Just to meet them, welcome them. Yeah.
So
I would be
see
outside.
the landing. Becky's just kind of like keeps grilling, just doesn't even care. Just okay, gotta get.
Just like clothing and hair blown back for a second. Be like,
Yeah, like covered the dogs with the weird, like the. I guess it's a futuristic barbecue at this point. Anti-grav.
I'm going to put it out there.
Anti-grav
Some stuff does not need to be seriously modified over the course of 400 years, and
Fair
it turns out an open fire grill has been pretty much the same since the Stone Age.
That's fair.
So it's
So yeah, she'll just cover it.
yeah,
Like,
it's just got a
covers
normal
it.
metal cover.
nothing
it's
really
a
was the
form of-
same after humans reinvented fire.
Fire is really good at making things hot. It's like they've nailed that invention. Like, yeah, fire, cook, sorted. No notes.
Burn
you know?
hot.
Yeah,
Material.
10
So,
out of 10, sorted.
so what about?
Can I just check? Has anyone told Zenith she should come and see the new person?
So
I don't think Becky would. I think she's like, I've given up on this at the time.
So, I would say all of you would have been alerted to Harlan's approach. I know that, JJ, you are currently in the middle of a question line. So...
That doesn't mean that we know. That, like, Zenith being told someone's coming.
It is
doesn't
your
mean
job.
she won't see
You're
it.
the boss, alright? You guys are the ones running this operation. You choose what your protocol is. There's no handbook.
I don't think that I would have gone out to get Zenith and be like, hey, you got to come meet this new guy. I think Amaya would only be concerned with her going to meet him, because I know that sooner or later all of us will be in the same room together and introductions can be made then, if at that point. But I would go to meet the newcomer.
Okay.
Amaya would.
Excellent. So, Amaya's out there, Becky's out there. Louis, what are you up to?
So I wouldn't be particularly bothered by a newcomer. I've seen people come and go from this team now, like on a number of occasions. New newcomers are like, yeah, dime a dozen. I'm just trying to outlast everyone at this point. But,
Survivor.
Still standing.
but I would absolutely be trying to make sure Becky had like the easiest time with the barbecue, because I know barbecues are hard, so I'd be prepping the salad, making sure there's cheeses, all the burger. I do have a question. Becky, what's this meat made out of?
I think she should just like pause. I think it's mixed.
Mixed what? Trail mix? Like
I think we got some vegan over there, some cow here.
oh, okay, cows. Okay, I didn't know there was cows on this planet, but that's good to know.
No, we
Um,
get shipments. We get shipments.
We get shipments of cows.
No, there's a new breed of cow they discovered. They're calling it Cow 2.
Cow too.
Cow squared, surely.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So, it probably matter printed, if I'm being honest with you
That's
guys.
fair, that's
like,
fair.
you do have the ability to replicate beef that way.
Okay.
We
Like,
don't need raw material.
I mean, your raw material is protein, slurry, and basic, like, elements. So,
They don't call me the
Way to
beef
make it sound
replicator for nothing.
appetizing.
Push the
Damn.
cow into one end. And just
look,
process
I'm
it.
sorry
Like,
that all biology is chemistry at the right speed, okay? That's just how it tends to work.
Okay,
So,
and if she actually knows, then she'll just break it down.
Yeah.
It's printed.
that's fair.
Okay. It's weird. Just 3D. Okay. It's weird we could generate hot food at a whim, but we're having a barbecue. Feel like we're skipping a step. But yeah,
Because
so salad.
it matters. The process makes it taste better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be like cutting fruit up and veg, and like the onions, get the cheese slices ready.
Okay.
Cucumber. Just calling up people when food is cut. Like, oi, you guys, you've not eaten yet. Everyone, make sure you have at least one.
There's
Yes,
probably
I know
like
you want to. I know you want to, but we're gonna go around everyone, make sure everyone has one, and then we'll
Yeah,
come
we
back
got
to
some
the seconds,
premonitions
all right?
in here.
there's probably like 10 to 15 folks just like meandering through, like
Yeah.
who have been anyway before Harlan made his dramatic Iron Man landing and his hover bike comes landing next to him.
And not the Shrike leader.
I don't think he's here. I think
Okay.
he's busy actually like manning security stations inside. Like there's
Doing
a lot.
his job.
There's a lot to actually. You guys have basically like 4 to 5 kilometers worth of like base in this thing, so that's a lot of space to patrol and make sure things are safe. He's off doing that. Lolly, what are you up to? I should say, really, Zenith, what are you up to?
Same difference. Zenith will have been doing stuff in the lab space, getting that all set up, getting everything up and running, getting everything organised.
Okay.
Peak organisation of everything. Should have heard there's someone coming. Okay, cool, fine. Looks out the window, spots the landing. Extravagant. Okay. Another one. Sure. Okay. Carries on. Back to catalogs.
Yeah.
they're just breeding like rabbits.
Your ability, like,
Showboating.
your window is like literally a little carved hunk of like stone in the wall. Like the interior is literally like a cave that's been kind of spruced up with some like frames, metal framing, and it's clean. It's clean. Think like the base on the Formic planet in Ender's Game. You're kind of in that zone where it's like it's a carved interior structure. And so like, yeah, you like look at your window and literally just like thud as this dude hits the ground.
She's incredibly nonplussed by it. She's like, all right, sure.
And everyone just kind of like is outside. All the personnel who are out there, and there's like a fair few. Harlan, they look like they're mostly colonists or folks like non-militants in the traditional sense. They probably are like somewhat armed in scattering ways, but like for the most part, they're just like normal like laborers or folks who are just like wearing local clothing. And they all just kind of like pause and look at you and look back to the crew.
I'm gonna bring a burger over. Hey, Harlan, cool. Louis, team leader, how you doing? Have a burger. Come meet everyone. In your own time, you got land. Make sure your knees are okay. Welcome to the crew. Yeah. How you doing?
I like you, Louis. I'm good.
Okay, that's a weird thing to say to someone as the first line. Sure.
No,
All right.
I mean, you're straightforward. I've met so many of these envoys that are just constantly jawing, and you just tell everything like it is. I respect that.
Yeah. Well, let's keep this good first impression. Not everyone can. Anyway, come meet the crew. Come meet the crew. Move. Everyone else move. None of you are important. Come meet the crew.
Well, I feel overdressed for the occasion. He'd say
Oh,
if you
you
like
def-
wave this
you
giant
definitely are.
titanium arm.
You definitely are, but that's okay. Right, let's see. Here we have Becky. That's the last on the
Oh,
Becky,
hold that
who's
thought. He has like this giant fucking cannon on his shoulder. He's just like, I'm
Let me delay.
Oh, we're stripping. Okay, right.
I have clothes
I'm
on
just gonna let
underneath.
you do that.
Don't get too excited. He's gonna. How long does it take for me to get out of power armor?
So, fun
Hard
fact,
suit.
getting out of a hard suit is almost instant. They basically are designed to literally spring open, almost like a spring lock mechanism, in case the thing is damaged or destroyed, and it ejects the pilot almost automatically. So,
Okay,
like,
so,
you can get out like that. Getting back in sucks, but getting out is pretty easy.
Okay, he's gonna hop out, and he lands on his feet because he's used to doing the eject thing. I'd imagine it's a lot like Fallout 4, like jumping in and out of power armor, except for the jumping in is a lot more complicated.
Yeah.
And he like pushes back the sleeve of his leather jacket and checks his like watch. And
Yeah.
he like points over, and his bike hits the ground, like nearby. All right, I
Okay.
got all my toys.
2. You sure? Nothing else is gonna fall up on the sky, is it? We're not Optimus priming this. Like, there's no trailer or like caravan or.
Autobots roll out.
Fun fact,
No,
this is
that's-
set in the future, so if you are that big of a humanophile, you actually might have watched the Bayformers movies. Not even a joke. Like, that would be considered classical media at this point by time frame.
Honestly,
Classical media.
my God.
all 57 are peak.
Mercifully, Michael Bay died before he could make Transformers 10.
I'm more of a Top Gun and Topper Gun fan.
Oh my god.
Agony.
I think
And
Amaya.
Top S Gun. You can't forget about that one.
I think Amaya would approach Harlan, extend a hand, and say, "Hi, I'm Amaya.
I remember you.
Yes.
You're one
Yeah,
of those.
isn't Harlan from
Yes!
Yep.
Yes!
Yeah, you guys actually, and this is where I'm going to say, like, yeah.
Like one of our first sessions.
At this point, yes. Amaya, you actually remember, not in this armor, mind you, but a very familiar Anazali figure from back when you guys were on Barreldyne. There was a sheriff who worked between, like, 3 different regional, like, settlements. And
Yes.
this looks like him. And the last time you saw him, he would slammed a bike into one of the leaders of the Amber Cross and basically blew him up. Like, that was the last time you saw this guy. He walked away afterward, but then he never saw him again.
Right. I thought he died, so I'm gonna I'm gonna be like, right. So I'm gonna extend a hand and say, "Hey Harlan, it's nice to see you again, all in one piece."
You two have met?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sheriff of one of the regions that Amaya operated out of, funnily enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'd happily be your sheriff again.
No, thank you.
Why not? I was pretty good at it.
I think you were great at it. I don't know if you would be great at it in this capacity.
Who's in charge here? It says he looked around. He like put his hands on his hip.
A job application rejected.
Job application jump scare.
You're like, get back in your heart to go back to the ship. Nah.
I can't go like back up the way
Yeah.
I came down. That's the rough thing.
Well, we kind of work more as a team when it comes to all of our major decisions. We don't really have a singular leader, nor do we want one. And when I see Louis' hand go up, I'm just gonna politely like put it down, like reach over and put it down.
Oh, so Louis is in charge.
No, absolutely not. Louis does like to promote people. He's in charge of our promotion team.
Right, yeah.
Right.
You know, he sees that people work hard and he wants to give the crew promotions. He's very good at that. So
I created a lot of roles
Yes.
in this organization. Yeah.
Is sheriff a role?
Checks with Amaya? No.
Could you
No.
make it a role?
I can. I have that power. I've made many roles, yes.
Just
Amaya did already say you can't have it, and I listened to my team, as a good leader.
You said there's a
does.
council, though, so it's not just the two of you. So it has to be a unanimous vote, if I'm correct. I understand democracy, if nothing else.
So far, we've not demonstrated that.
Oh, we have.
Yeah, we
We
have.
have. It's just that,
Sorry,
Voted
yes,
on my
we have.
powers.
Sorry, Lord Leader. Sorry,
I'm
yes,
just
we have.
very.
Oh, so you are the leader.
Who?
Barbecue. Yeah, that sounds great. Let's not
Technically-
talk about politics anymore.
Yeah, Becky's just
technically, there's
continuing
no
to cook,
leader.
Just letting them do their thing.
You're So how many of you are the leader?
Well, including you, that would make us about 5.
Me. So I
Yeah.
can make myself the sheriff, is what you're saying.
No. If you'd like to put it up to a decision, sure. It's not.
I'd
so
like to
much
put it
that I
up to a
don't-
decision.
I mean, it's not so much that I don't want you to be sheriff. I just think that your talents would be utilized elsewhere much more better, or much more efficiently.
And pray
You're-
tell,
Yeah.
what
Well, a sheriff
invading
is.
forces?
Well, I mean, a sheriff is one who's supposed to, I guess, have law and order, lead people, etc. And that's kind of going to be very hard to difficult or a difficult thing to do with our current situation and the fact that we are trying to build relations with people who do not and would not look towards you as the bringer of the law. They would not recognize your authority. And yeah, I feel like that would lead us up to a lot of conflict that I think would be unnecessary.
So security.
Especially,
Would you like to be security?
That's
We can call you sheriff and just change the meaning of the word sheriff. You can be sheriff of security.
One of
is
the
that synthetic beef number 4.
one of the personnel nearby
Hands
sort of
up.
leans to another one and is just like, the fuck are they talking about? I don't know, man. Just eat your burger and shut up.
I'm eating
Call
it
me
for free,
Harlan, or
okay?
you can
Just shut
call
up.
me- You can call me sheriff. I'm basically a paramilitary mercenary at this point. So, yeah, sheriff, guard,
So,
whatever you want to
speaking
call me.
of authority, we actually have another Amazali in our crew. Actually, do you want to? You can meet them. They're really. Some people think they're really nice. Zenith.
Zenith is currently
Oh, I know.
within the building, pretty far
yeah, she's
in.
way in there.
So, like-
not.
Yeah, there's several dozen bulkheads between point A and point B.
We've got a wrestling.
Another
Zenith!
Oh, oh.
Zenith,
Yes.
hello.
Another Inazali on our team.
He's gonna like take off his helmet and like put it under his arm and like stand it like at ease, like respect, like a space marine, as it were.
What? What do you want? I'm
Hello.
doing things.
Hello. Would you like to meet our new friend? He's did I catch your name? What's your name?
Harlan.
Cheryl? Harlan. He's a new member of the crew. Would you like to meet him? There's burgers.
I don't feel like you want my honest answer, but fine. Fine, I'll be down in a moment.
Yay! Glucose time.
Like,
Harlan
no, I
and
don't.
Ed
I'm
is just
busy.
I need to earn their respect.
I'm just gonna send a quick message on my wrist link to Zenith just to be like, he's Anazali, by the way, just so that she doesn't come out and be like,
Do you know wrestling conversations? Are they permanently on loudspeaker?
So, wrist links
Like, can I hear?
effectively.
There's a reason
talk
for
to
that.
text.
So, a wrist link is effectively a smartphone, but way the hell more potent. Omnitool from Mass Effect is about the right gear we're talking about here. So, theoretically, your conversation is as private as you want it to be. You could do it text, voice, discreet, loud.
For-
Your call.
For Louis' sake, I would say it. I would do like a talk to text type of thing.
Yeah. It's definitely not
But-
a loudspeaker. So I'm just going to turn to Holly like, she is so excited to meet you. She has been raving about this all day.
Why don't I believe you?
Because I'm lying through my teeth, I think. But I'm gonna. You shout me, Becky's shouting me. I'm gonna go. Louis, yeah, I need you.
Louis.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise, Louis. I think we'll get along swimmingly.
While we're waiting for Zenith to meet and Louis makes his escape, I'm gonna just go up to Harlan and be like, it's been a while since I've seen you. The last time I saw you, you literally exploded your bike.
Well, no, the last thing I did was I used a powered gauntlet to sucker punch a man 15 feet into the air after they tried to invade us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what you been up to since then?
Oh, you know, sitting on a fucking ship, waiting, paying off my debts mostly. I was doing that, getting off of that rock because they, my skills and means outgrew theirs, so figured I'd move on to bigger and better things
A moment.
Makes sense.
and get the fuck away from people, because being there as long as I was, seeing people get old, I'll pass.
There's a moment in your head that sort of
Fair.
sticks as you're recounting this, of like both you leaving and then cutting to like a very uncomfortable conversation with Orin in the Union about like, so we have two options. We can either take you and disappear you so that you can start somewhere fresh, or you could join the Voyagers. And we fade from there to you standing on the planet, talking.
And
to
he's just
Maya.
like, he's like scowling, like maybe I should have taken the other option.
Be like,
Yeah, figured I'd get that company insurance.
No, I totally understand that. I will say I am happy to see you again, and I'm glad we'll be working together again.
Likewise, if I recall, you don't really fight.
No, I mostly just talk shit, and I'm just like,
Yeah, what other
Yeah, Well, thankfully, I've come into possession of some crafty weapons, I will say, that I do enjoy to pop out, but you're correct. I still do a lot more on the negotiation side, you know? We each
Well,
have our strengths.
Sword point negotiations, my strength. I've had an idea. I can't be everywhere at once as much as I wish I could be. Maybe I could start training up some people around here in the basics of CQC and perhaps some basic ballistic training.
I think that would be a wonderful idea.
I'm glad we can agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
Becky's gonna send a message to the leader of the Combinations, and just to keep him apprised of what's going on, like, you might get a consult soon.
Ah, yes. So, by the leader of the
It's not a consultation, it is a demand.
Oh,
I'm
Becky
doing
will
this
protect
whether you
them.
like it or not.
So, by the leader of the combinations, which one?
So, I immediately forgot his name. I have
Local?
There's two in particular. There's a Torre, who's the synthetic,
Oh,
who's in
he's
charge.
here on the planet?
He
I
is
thought he was on
not.
the other one. Okay.
No, he's not on. Neither of them are on this planet. This is a little backward.
I mean the one of the when we started the
The one that
Oh.
Klaxon fought?
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The one we didn't take notes
You
for, of
local
course.
beings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that one. Okay.
Yes, it's a shame because I've taken notes on
The one from
everything
House
else
Drun.
except for this one though.
Yes,
I
know
literally
who's
just-
running.
I literally just have him listed as Shrike Neighbor in my notes.
Oh, you
This
all let me
poor
down.
guy, no one's got notes.
I
can
had
bring up the
1 week
old
of not being here and not having my notes. Guys.
You really do kind
Oh
of
my
hold the
God.
party brain together, I'm not gonna lie. I was improvising pretty hard in that moment, and I was hoping someone would fucking remember.
Yeah, Lolly, listen.
He has a lot of
Lolly's the one who
experience
holds us
holding
down.
a group's brain together, don't worry.
Look,
I'm
all
glad
my
I'm not
notes
the one
there:
being yelled
Space
at.
eBay and Shrike Neighbors. Those are the two things I got.
The worst part is
At
I'm
this point,
live, so I
Risky
can't
has
like
just
just
adjusted
play
to,
this in the background and listen to it. I'm actually live, so I
I'll
might
go look
DMC
for it,
myself
Omni.
if I do that.
She's doing it now.
Don't worry, Omni. I'll go look for it.
Oh, JJ, you're a fucking sweetheart. Thank you. Okay, you're talking about the leader of the security officers
Yeah,
here
yeah,
on this.
sorry. I meant like this particular oh god, what is commune. This particular commune.
That's fair.
The
lead-
locals.
Yes, there we go. Leader of the local forces here on this planet. That's fair. Okay, feel better. Thank you.
Yeah, because we gave him head of security.
Yes,
So,
Narasu.
yeah.
Narasu, the leader on Narasu 3. Gotcha. Okay. Now that that brief moment of realizing that my memory is a sieve,
It would have been hilarious, just like, hey, Ettore, you want to come join us?
I look, you just said call leader of the Common Oceans. I'm like, that's
I
a
know,
really
that's-
big fucking
Oh,
umbrella.
I know, that's pretty funny.
That's like saying, let me call the leader of America. Which one? There's like a couple dozen, and they're all kind of assholes right now. Anyway, so,
But that's a different story.
yes, exactly. That's a far darker modern tale. Also, anyone who's curious about what the bike that Harlan is riding is, this is actually the same kind you guys can have on this site if you start installing the mods for it. So, Gadwell, pretty standard hover bike, literally uses anti-grav tech, hovers, little air jets to maneuver around. You get to about 120 miles an hour in full clip. So, and if you
I will
notice,
say-
has a weird pace because that's how fast it goes if you're continuously moving in the same direction every round. So it can increase its speed every round it's moving.
Harlan's hover bike specifically has no paint, has no decorative paneling. It is very bespoke for what he is going to use it for inevitably.
Scrap.
Slamming into people.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ, Star Wars did it. Why can't I do it on a smaller scale?
Becky,
Yeah,
his bike isn't finished. There's no like go faster stripes. There's no flames. What is?
Normally I'd paint it blue because blue is the fast color.
Agony and
I
orc.
might see if I can sneak some paint onto that before it blows up.
No, don't.
You weren't consulted.
Unless it's flammable paint, it will serve no purpose.
all paint is flammable when it's on fire.
No, he puts like little he paints it black and puts the flames on the side. That'll make it burn.
So all of you get this little broop, broop, broop from your wrist link letting you know there's a message coming in. And it's simple text one, and it's from Oren, from the union saying, is your new member there yet? And if so, can we have a little meeting fast?
Send
Guys,
thumbs up
I've done this. No. I've done this before. If we say no, they actually either refund us or send us another one as well. We can just say we never received it. It's great. It's a great idea.
They're gonna have you
At
take a
this
picture
point,
of
has
it.
Zenith
though.
made it down yet? Just
Yeah.
I
think
figure
so.
at this point you would have, yes.
Unless
Probably
you
right
take
as
the
that
world's
message is
longest
arriving.
fucking Staircase.
Yeah.
okay. So Zenith comes out. Zenith is Anazali. Zenith looks like she definitely got her fashion kind of ideas from the old Matrix films, like the coat, the whole
Yeah, Harlan's wearing like gray jeans. He's dressed like a fucking human. He's wearing gray jeans, like a loosely buttoned up polo shirt, leather jacket, and he has his helmet underneath his arm. He is obviously wearing some sort of like light exo armor underneath, so he could survive, falling into the fucking atmosphere. But he has his helmet under his arm, and he gives her like a human salute, like, ma'am.
Appreciated, but not necessary. No.
I've yet to meet another Anazali.
Oh, really?
Group amongst humans.
Becky's just gonna leave the conversation and go towards the common meeting room.
Yeah, you guys have one. It's a little nicer than the last one.
That's an okay. That's different.
I've had two people tell me that they're the leader here. You are, right?
No, it's generally more of a conversation between everybody. Amaya seems to do a lot of the leading because they're better at the conversation side of things, generally. But most things are grouply involved, which means I have to talk to the group.
Right. Well,
But-
I'm not good at the talking.
You are
Harlan.
Zenith.
Pleasure to meet you. He'd offer a handshake like a human.
Yeah, sure, fine. Handshake, yeah.
The wiping.
Not obtrusively, just kind of like, oh.
It's very subtle.
Like, yep, that was you that did the landing, yep.
It's the most efficient way to enter the atmosphere in the shortest amount of time. I was running late.
She's debating in her head, like, loss of points for running late, because that's not good. However, efficiency, yes.
Like, fair. Extravagant, but efficient. Suitable. Yeah, okay.
It's like the
I'm all about
Sims.
efficiency. To his bike, and it literally just looks like scaffolding with a motor somewhere in the central of it.
Right. Efficiency, yes, we will get along well, yes.
Thumbs up. I heard there's another planet.
Yes, it's much less people-y. It's nice.
Great, I'll stay here.
Wow.
So,
I heard it's an ice ball.
Yes, it's nice though. You know.
At least I'll never run out of ice for my whiskey.
I've watched this entire exchange. I'm going to send a private message to Becky to say, Becky, I think they're flirting.
Just send a message back. It's Zenith. No.
Oh! Wow! Zenith is capable of, like, actual flirting if she needed to.
Has Becky
sort of.
seen that yet? Because I don't think so.
Could I call
No,
this,
Becky has not.
Yeah.
Could I call this irregular warfare?
no.
Okay.
Good try, though. Good try. I appreciate it. I appreciate a
use
good
you
reach every once
here.
in a while.
Oh, of course. Dude, being a tall person, I'm used to fucking reaching for things. Okay?
So then, what are you all up to now?
Who's this fucking nerd calling us right now? Like, is he
Becky's
trying to
already in the
FaceTime us?
meeting room.
Like, what is...
Oh,
We should
Red,
probably
that's your
attend the
boss.
meeting.
That's the guy who
Yeah,
recruited you.
that doesn't make him any less a fucking nerd. I'm just saying, like.
It's fair.
Oh, if you think he's a nerd, wow! When you see the lab where Zenith functions.
Oh no, but he'll respect you because you're an Anazali.
Oh, this guy's an Anazali too, Red. You were recruited by an Anazali.
Everyone is an Anazar. I feel that.
Okay, so this guy's super cool. I meant nerd.
Okay.
What's his name?
Nailed it.
Orin Selfinor Valen.
Okay, I'm gonna assume Orin never met him face to face.
It might have been remote in this instance because of the weird
I would
circumstances. Because you literally, when you were on Barreldyne after everything happened, you kind of went to ground for a little bit and sort of lost yourself in your job. And I presume it just never really got to the higher-ups that you were involved until, like, months later where they're like, hey, who the fuck is this other guy in the footage from this fight? As we're reviewing the camera, and they're like, oh, that's the local sheriff. You didn't fucking mention the sheriff? And then, you know, so then
I was
kind of
filed
like...
away with government paperwork, forgotten about.
Yeah, so you
Sorry,
probably
you
had
said
a...
raised humans. You said raised humans. How old are you? She's trying to like factor this in.
Oh, you're asking in character.
Yeah.
I am 200, going on 201.
Ah.
I know, I'm young.
Mhm.
I was one of the. I was a rarity. I'll say that much.
Yes. Yes.
Some humans say I was synthesized in a lab. Others say I was abandoned by my parents. Pick and choose your tragic backstory.
She's just kind of like, wow. What?
I'm gonna say another best use of Becky and even Amara at this point. Like, how old are you guys?
Speaking of,
Because I'm 18.
Yeah, I'm pretty... This is above table. Louis, I am astoundingly confident you are the youngest person in this group by an order of magnitude.
Yeah, Becky's 24.
I can't buy a beer in most countries.
Yeah, if you're in the US, you actually are sober and not by choice.
Yeah.
So,
He did drink because aliens.
I mean, yes. Space
Yeah,
is
I
a little
don't
more
live in that
accommodating.
country. It's fine. I don't know America still exists. But
Somewhere.
how old are you two?
in this grimdark
I'm-
future, bright future, I hope America doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, she takes that information and is like, okay, cool.
The teenage phase.
Well, yeah, basically, like that explains the extravagance of the efficiency. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, raised amongst humans in a very, I'll say, packed environment.
I mean, I've lived in compact circumstances. Very much so. Very, very, yeah.
You smoke? He'd pull out a pack of human cigarettes.
No.
More for me.
Alright.
He is a human. What would you even call that? Homo sapiophile?
I guess.
Humanophile works. So I suppose...
Humanophile sounds like a fucking drug I'd insert in my ass. Let's go with like Homo sapiophile, okay?
That's fair. The issue you run into, Red, is that not everyone uses Latin to identify other species. That shit only works for
Well,
humans.
Well, I'm talking above table. I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
he is that.
Yeah.
He is him.
That's...
I think I would send a message to Louis back and just say, I'm 30. Or like I should be like, I'm 30. I'm like, what would that be considered in Origami years? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to
30.
remember how long they.
You have a roughly human-esque lifespan, except for
Right.
you just, when you die, you either bud or you really just bud, kind of. So.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, I would just say like I'm 30, so I'm kind of like I'm in my prime. That's what I would say. I'm in my prime.
Wait, so when you bud, do you become 30 squared?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, math jokes. Yeah, subscribe for that, math joke.
I'll take a subscription for any reason, folks. Subs,
That is
likes,
the
whatever,
fucking,
comments, please. I beg of you.
And Becky would just respond, I don't want to think about it.
So, cutting from the conversations that we're in now, a couple minutes into the future, and you all are, I presume, in the large central meeting chamber of the base. It's actually bigger than the one you had on the ship, because you actually are on a planet, so, like, the space can have a little more room. And it has a, almost, like, calling it a vaulted ceiling is inaccurate, but similar. It's a large, hollowed out section, mostly, like, deep, almost like brown, ruddy kind of stonework around you, or like carving. And it's been polished down pretty well, except around the top of the chamber, where it's clearly still sort of been chiseled out. No one really just got that high yet. And in the middle, they've already installed a nice quantum entanglement communicator array, which is basically just like red, since you haven't seen this before, basically a glass table, more or less. It looks like a large black glass table in a circular shape in the middle of the room. And a number of chairs and smaller, like, movable tables around the area for you guys to, like, slide things around and have meetings, what have you. And as you enter the chamber, there is a hologram currently active of Orin Selfinor Valen, roughly the same height as you guys, literally, like, cut off, like, mid-thigh in the table so that he isn't taller than you all. He sort of turns to you and goes, "Right. So, I see our new member has arrived." And this is where I'm going to say we've been going for an hour. Who needs to go to the bathroom? That's what I thought. So we're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back with more Legacy First Flight. And remember, we got hot mics all the time, so if you say anything that gets me demonetized, I will kick you from the game.
Go watch Night of the Museum. It's on Disney Plus.
Please do not shout out anything by Disney, for the love of God.
Oh.
It's
If
by
enjoying this
Mickey
program,
Mouse.
please check out the last Omnitect on Blue Sky and Tumblr. Thanks. And we'll be right back.
Well, thank you. Alright, we'll be back in like 5 minutes, guys. Remember, the mics are hot, so if you want to chat, you can. No biggie.
Alright, I'm gonna go join Harlan and have a smoke. I'll be back.
I need to open that door because it is roasting in here. Yeah, lovely big stretch. Yes, very cute without leg.
Lolly,
Hi.
did you throw my glasses at me?
Are they on the wardrobe?
They are.
Because you need one Jackson out of there. Come on. There we go. Open the door. Move things around. Alright, let's catch up on notes for the session.
Yes. That is very loud.
Sorry, I do the fast typing. Apparently, I type really hard.
Yes, it is almost peaking the mic. It's actually matching the volume of your voice hilariously.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I blame pianoing. Actually, speaking of pianos, I'm going to be in the next place get my piano up here, so I'll literally have a computer and then be like, piano.
Nice.
Which means I can potentially put getting my piano actually attached up to the computer.
Nice, that'd be cool.
Okay, just it sounded.
Original will be 40. Thank you, love. Increased armor penetration 2. It's 250. Doing some quick notes here.
I am ordering some Magic the Gathering cards.
Which ones?
It's a dragon deck that I built, and I'm currently struggling to tell the website I want it in English.
Nice. Urabrask is my baby.
He's a good boy.
Where's that website gone? There you are. Yeah, at the minute I'm trying to get Wrathful Red Dragon and Millium Sentinel Worm, which is actually my commander, so I super need that.
Fair.
Nice.
Oh, etch foil is really pretty, but I do need it in English because that's the language I speak.
That's right. Is there anything else? No, it should be good.
Oh, that's it. Ah, sugar.
What happened?
I deleted a bunch of cards from my checkout that I wanted.
Oops.
That's never fun.
You can't reclaim them.
I probably could, it's just annoying. Fuck it, I'll just empty my checkout and start again. Try that again. Dragon deck. Wish to have.
One second. BRB.
Yeah, Lolly said I can only buy cards or Magic the Gathering cards if I win the mini Ambrota. That's accurate.
Well, I've said basically if you get it through one of your side means, basically is what I've said. It's your treat money you can use.
Treat money. Want the card in English, please.
What'd you just say?
I'm buying Magic the Gathering cards, and it keeps trying to sell me the Chinese versions, and I can't
Oh.
read.
I'm gonna have to learn Mandarin now in order for you to dominate the game.
Just.
Evidence of dark oxygen production at the abyssal sea floor. That's nice.
I didn't like any of the words you just said there. That was scary.
Scientists,
I know, right? I'm like, wait, what?
Scientists discovered deep sea rocks that are creating oxygen without sunlight.
Oh no.
I don't think they should be doing that.
Hey, it's pretty cool. Let's see. Alright, so they're not magic stones, they're polymetallic nodules, potato-sized metal lumps packed with manganese, cobalt, and nickel. But here's the twist. When seawater flows over their surfaces, they generate tiny electric currents that can split water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. No sunlight, no photosynthesis, just deep sea chemistry, creating breathable gas in the pitch black.
Sweet.
I came back in on a discussion that's far too smart for me.
Yeah, like
I don't
magic
like.
rocks make oxygen when shouldn't be able to make oxygen.
It's science.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I got an idea. We're gonna get a shit ton of these things, right?
No.
I spelled Arin so fucking wrong when I wrote it down on my notes.
Oren. Owen.
Hold on.
Okay, buddy. You just sound it out and try your best.
Okay.
O-R-E-N.
No.
Ah.
Wait, that's not how it's spelled.
I mean, right?
All right.
Yeah, it's. Is it not? Is it A-U-R-O-N?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say we about to look real dyslexic up in here.
There we go. So Orin, Selfin, Arvalen, and there we are. And it looks like everyone's back. And is that correct? Everyone's back. We're all good to go.
You're missing one
Yes.
more. Are we?
No?
Oh.
I was gonna
Bear
say.
with.
Looks like everyone's
No,
here.
no, no. My OBS is doing a weird thing. If someone turns the camera off, it just refuses to acknowledge they return in any way, shape, or form. So you might have to bear with me a second. Let me refresh.
Yeah.
Oh my
no
god,
worries.
there's a bear with you.
I thought she was referring to one of the dogs. I was like, no, they're back there. I see them.
You have the dogs, Lily. It's fun.
They're like,
There
the
we go.
dog- The doggy's right behind you, so they're here.
Before we go back live, just to let everyone know, again, thank you to my incredible patrons at patreon.com/thelast Ampersand, Heinrich, Atlas at the tier 1, and Necronomulus at tier 2. You can thank these folks for allowing us to make what we make here today, and for allowing me to work on all my webcomics and other projects. If you actually want to see my webcomics 2 weeks early, or actually get some cool behind-the-scenes stuff about the TTRPG, both lore and eventually the rules themselves for free, please subscribe on patreon.com/lastomnitect and help me stay financially solvent. Thank you. And with that, I guess we can return if everyone is okay with it. Are we all good? Everyone raise your hand if they're good. Literally everybody. Hell yeah. To Legacy First Flight. So...
Subscribe to Patreon, or else.
Or else we dissolve you.
Harlem will arrive outside
Oh,
your
rock.
building extravagantly.
Alright, so... we're going to pick up pretty much where we left off. So, the large chamber is relatively circular in its shape. And there's plenty of spaces for you guys to sit down as you'd like. Tons of, like, tables and chairs. And also, at the moment, you guys do have Klaxon on site, who's just quietly kind of, like, standing behind you guys. Klaxon Red, by the way, since you joined after Klaxon left. If I can open this up. Oh, it's in the wrong tier, of course it is.
I hope I'm spelling this one right.
Let's see. Klaxon. Klaxon Skorlash Athalak is the name of the Shrike soldier who was the fifth member of the party for a while, and played by the incomparable K.O. Myers. Klaxon is currently sitting in the back, sort of just vibing at the moment. Pretty much at attention, sort of doing his thing. But as for Orin, he's currently standing in the holographic table in the middle, just sort of like looking over each of you and just sort of nodding. Right. So then, I see you've all made acquaintances at this point.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Shit.
Good. I also see that you've started to use your stipend for building yourselves some settlements. Good. what did you choose, if I might ask?
Well, in terms of Tromsky, we went ahead and added a was it the research wing? I know we added an industrial wing.
Yeah.
Okay. So we built an industrial wing for Dellenray. We also built a research. What are they called? Are they called pods, or what do we refer to them as? Omni, the little.
Oh, like usually like prefabs or structures. Module is usually what people refer to
Module.
them
Okay.
as. Yeah.
Okay. We also went ahead and built a couple modules for the crew, so that they can have a place to rest, de-stress a little bit.
Good.
Yeah. So just kind of a couple little basic things there in terms of that one.
Good. I know that you were all honestly looking for a way to more safely store the Stellar Forge, so I'm glad you did. And at this
Yes.
point, I'm going to ask Harlan. You said you haven't met with Orin yet. Not in person. Probably in passing, and probably via, like, online messaging.
Yeah.
Do you think you would have pressed for a deeper brief? Or do you think you went in pretty blind with this?
Pretty blind, probably. I mean, he's not. He is technologically savvy enough, but you know, Yahoo Messenger is a little bit advanced for him.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so we're dealing with 60-year-old grandma levels of tech here.
Yeah, he's the kind of person that like takes a picture of himself and he's like looking down at the camera and they got a pair of sunglasses on, you know.
I got you. I know how to do this, and then thinks like, wait, how do I import the image again? Shit, there's like a sequence of like buttons. Orin like gives a nod and then turns towards you, Harlan. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with our friend here, Harlan used to be a sheriff on Barreldyne and was engaged when you all found the Stellar Forge. Though, as I understand, Harlan, you weren't aware of that. So, let's catch Harlan up, shall we? Harlan, your objective here isn't just to kill people and fight fascism, which is always the correct thing to do, but, you know, beyond that, part of this team is built around keeping safe a Stellar Forge. And he snaps his fingers and the hologram changes to what a Stellar Forge is.
And Becky will add, and our friends, meaning Dellenray.
Yes, that is true. Dellenray is involved in this as well. So, to make this completely clear, the Stellar Forge is something rather unique. It is an ancient Anazali piece of equipment. An incredibly advanced system. Basically, a matter printer on a scale unimaginably vast. This thing can terraform entire worlds in moments. It is incredibly imperative that we keep it safe and away from everyone else. That is what you're guarding. More than anything, that is what you're guarding. And this is, by the way, what a Stellar Forge looks like, even at its most basic state. Literally, this little glass orb that can expand with these rings made out of silicon, and it literally builds itself bigger. It's basically a matter forge with a hopper the size of a nebula, so it can build insane things at great speed. To put it in perspective, Harlan, you might not be very familiar with Anazali tech, but you are somewhat familiar with certain Anazali legends, a little bit. These things are legendary. Like, 3 of these things built the mantle, and the mantle is a giant fuck-off Dyson ring. And I don't mean Halo, I mean an actual Dyson ring. Like a planet-wide ring around a star. It's that potent. These things are crazy.
So a Dyson sphere?
Dyson ring. So the sphere would be to make it into a full, like, thing. I mean, like, the ring actually sits at one, like, astronomic unit from the star in, like, the habitable zone. So, as opposed to Halo, which is, like, just a fucking moon-sized ring.
Less Halo, more Ring World.
Precisely. Ring World is the definition of what that would be.
Cool, because I read Ring World.
Then you know.
I'm an expert on Larry Niven.
Beautiful.
I only read the first book. But, you know, we'll...
It's enough.
We'll go from...
You get the idea.
Yeah.
Now, in addition to that, the ring itself, the actual Stellar Forge itself, has a protector. That would be Dellenray. That is an ancient Anazali AI from the Imperial. I don't know how familiar you are with our past. From what I remember, not very much, but the Imperial was not a nice civilization. We're lucky Dellenray was a little bit more accommodating than some of his fellows would have been. This is all now currently sitting on that world Trumpsky, the ice planet that they've all fortified. It is hidden and buried. Your job is to keep it that way. Everything else is up to you all to handle. I can see you're settling in here on Narasu nicely. I imagine the trees and the air are a little more accommodating than the ice.
We'll rotate out.
Fair. And also I hear Claxon is stepping down from field duty and becoming a on-site security commander for the site. Gives a nod over to Claxon. Claxon gives a nod back. So, that only brings us to what do you all plan to do next? I figure once you're done setting up here, anyhow.
Well, terraforming some planets for the Parliament. That'll get us in their good graces.
You want to terraform entire worlds?
And she'll actually hold up, I guess, like a data sheet. Because I imagine that's what she's also been working on the side, because she did promise, and I highly doubt she's forgotten. When we met with the Parliament representative.
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
I have her in my notes. I think it's like Cora, something like that.
Yeah. Who was previously Common Ocean.
Sarah. Yes.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah. Sarah Ferrano.
Yeah, like,
there you go.
Their last exchange, it was basically, hey, what could we do to get out from the JSA's thumb? It's terraforming worlds to make them more independent, giving them resources so they don't have to go between or contract the JSA to get outside. So I feel like that's what she would hold up that sheet, like, because she had asked for that. Like, hey, what are some strategic points you would like us to focus on?
There's like about 40 worlds on that list.
Yeah.
Give or take. Have you told anyone else about that?
She'll shake her head.
That was me asking you personally,
Oh.
like as a GM. Not sorry, keyfame. Breaking keyfame above table. Like, did you tell any of the other members of the party about that?
Well, the party was there, or
I don't know how aware the party was of that at the end of that conversation.
Well, I mean, Amaya literally was like, keep it
Yeah.
shut. Yeah, the entire time.
Yeah. What the party was aware of was them going, don't start promising random things. No, we're not promising stuff like that. Shush.
Yes.
Stop. That was all we knew.
Yeah, I don't know that we were specific. This would be the first time I think we would hear about you actually doing the data collection to make that actual thing possible.
Fair enough. Okay, so yeah,
Well,
nope.
I would be excited to look at it though, just see what you come up with.
Yeah.
I'll say Amaya would.
Yeah. So
Harlan flips to a new page in his legal pad and begins writing. He does have a fucking legal pad and like a nice pencil.
Oh my god, like a detective's notebook.
Paper still exists in the future. I mean, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, tablets are nice, but they run out of power and they can be broken. Paper kind of doesn't care whether you have a battery charge or not, so...
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
she's highlighted, like, outer worlds to start with, and so that way they're not as, like, highly, what's the word I'm looking for? Highly trafficked?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if that's the case... And you can see Orin, like, pauses and just sort of, like, shakes his head and puts his And puts two of his fingers on his on like where his nose would be if he weren't an Anazali and possessed a flat plate where his nose would be.
If I had one.
If I had, this is where I'd scratch my nose if I had one. So, you really do want to use the Stellar Forge then? Publicly?
Or at least make them think we've created something on our own.
You want that kind of notoriety this early?
I think that's perhaps an idea that requires some workshopping, Becky.
I think so as well.
Becky, whatever you want to do, sounds like it'll make my job more interesting. I'm all for it.
She'll actually smile at that, like, all right.
Well, I do leave this in your care. Whatever you choose to do with it, it is yours. However, if you are going to start affecting things on a planetary scale, you might want to have an army or a fleet to back it up. If you have the ability to terraform planets, like a major corporation, people will start plundering you like one.
We started with the Kaminoshans.
Those plans are already in work, sir.
Good to know. He pauses and looks over at you, Becky. The Kaminoshans are still very independent, as I understand. The ones on your planet here, they work with you now. It's a good start, but...
I think we can be persuasive.
I'm worried about what would happen if the Imperial heard you began to terraform worlds. They've already taken a pass at you, and you barely have used the Stellar Forge but once on a distant backwater in this region.
That would be catastrophic.
Mm-hmm.
So it just sounds like we need to get under their skin.
How are you working on that?
I mean, maybe we shouldn't be antagonizing them before we are ready to meet head-to-head any combat that comes from that.
She'll
Because we
roll
are
her
not
eyes
in
at
that
that,
position
just
right now. You can be flippant all you want, but that won't stop it being dangerous.
Ma'am, I assure you that all the danger will fall into my hands.
I assure you, they will eviscerate you from existence if we're not actually prepared.
I'm far more worried what would happen if they got a hold of the Forge.
They can't act out in the open yet, either. Yet.
I don't know. The truth of the matter is, we have very spacious knowledge of what the Imperial's capacity actually is.
Well, we're working on that. We've gotten into their spy network a little bit. We're starting to get in.
Have you?
It's a work in progress.
I'm hearing a lot of works in progress, not a lot of
I was about to
answers.
say that exact thing. Yeah, me too.
At
we
least
are
have a
making
plan.
so much progress.
Unfortunately, a lot of our endeavours are things that are long time scales rather than short term outcomes at this time.
That's fair. Well then, let's think about what you're going to do in the short term. As I understand, you have a number of possible hooks to travel into. There's a number of worlds on the Common Ocean border that are struggling with JSA incursions. The Evanti seem to have their hands full with that recent attack on their capital. You could always see if anything can be handled there. And as I understand, the JSA recently reached out to you all about something regarding a,
Oh yeah, the arm.
yes, the arm. And a possible flag on what the Imperial is up to.
Exactly. That's our next lead.
Well, whatever you choose wisely and keep me appraised. There will be a point where you will have to fight the Imperial, and they've made it very clear they're willing to start attacking you now. It's a good call, making a planet to put the Stellar Forge on. They would inevitably try to find it, but at least it's on some distant backwater. In the meantime, if you need me for any further support, reach out. And if I can be so bold as to offer you a word of warning. You recently went back to Verde, and they have joined the Common Oceans, as I understand. I've started hearing some rumblings. Nothing serious yet. My local intel isn't nearly as reliable as yours, but it's wider in certain places. I've heard talk that the Imperial is attempting to make inroads into all 3 of the major factions of the region. I'm not sure precisely how, but I'm sure there's political opportunities for them to try to convey them into their cause. Be cautious. Build your friends and your allies carefully. Most importantly, be aware you're not the only ones out there operating. And if anything goes wrong, if things do look dark, now that you're all here, I can say this. If something were to happen, your last task is to destroy the Stellar Forge. Kill it. It can't fall into the wrong hands. If the Imperial gets it, we'll have a galactic power rising from nothing for sure. And that's the last thing I want. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Aye, aye.
God.
Good luck, Voyagers. Over and out. And with that, the signal cuts and leaves you in the chamber.
So that's the fucking nerd you were talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah. Right. Well, I didn't know he was Anazali, to be fair.
Would that make a difference?
It does. You're safe.
Amaya would look at Becky and be like, I would be very interested to look over the data that you've collected. But I think Oren is right in the sense that maybe we need to be delicate in the way that we go about this. I don't know if we're going to be able to completely terraform worlds in this section, but I think we could still probably do something to help, but probably on a smaller scale.
What I'm hearing is we just need to gain power and get big enough in order to operate in the open.
Yes, but I
You're
think
a child.
I think you're not understanding that power is not something that's gained rapidly. It's something that you have to build over time. You can't just build it like, Rome wasn't built in a day. Like,
Oh, I got that reference.
What's Rome?
yeah, it's this old city.
It's an Earth thing. It's an Earth thing.
It's an Earth thing.
Ancient city on where the humans originated from.
Yeah, it was this massive thing. Anyways,
All
the point
roads led to
that-
it.
All roads?
the point being that
That's a lot of roads.
we also don't know that much about our enemies. And while you say that, they're not ready to operate out in the open, we're not exactly sure of that. We can't really confirm that. And the moment we go and start doing things and start saying like, hey, look at us, we have a stellar forge, these people are going to come at us full force, whether they're ready to or not.
They were
that's-
prepared enough to act under the attack that they did.
And I never said that we would say that we had a stellar forge.
Right. But we don't have to say that we have a stellar forge. If we're terraforming whole entire planets, I think people in the know would know exactly what we have.
Or we could
They're not just gonna be like, oh hey, they're just doing something totally normal over there. Like they're
Could I
going to
perhaps-
know. We don't have to be explicit in order for them to see what we have.
Even if they don't assume stellar forge, they're going to assume, hey, we have a planet terraforming device. They will want that.
Could
We're
I
just
perhaps
gonna-
make a military suggestion?
Please
Yeah,
do.
go ahead.
If we employ this stellar forge in the right place, we could easily set up a bait and switch. I could have people trained, and if there were an invasion, we would be in a controlled, stable environment that we know better than the enemy. Therefore, we could ambush the ambushers.
That would only work if it was possible to set that up completely covertly ahead of time because the moment you set it, the moment we use it and terraform somewhere, anywhere, it will be known about. And
Precisely.
that will be the thing that draws attention. So unless you are fully ready ahead of doing that, that won't work.
I
That is
also
my
don't
suggestion.
think I don't think we have enough people to do that. I haven't promoted enough people. I need more time to vet. We barely have enough people to run the 2 bases we have, let alone have spare people for a army or military of that size. So
Give me a
far, our
handful of
army
soldiers.
consists of 5 people.
Give me a handful of soldiers. It'll take me a week to give them basic training. Stuff that anybody could do, right? And we can go from there. I need to know about a time frame, though, to be more realistic. As soon as we do set off, or however the hell you operate this thing, that will be the beacon, obviously.
So
But-
I think to establish more or better relations, we should respond to the 3 different societies. I've forgotten the name of what they're called. Government, or wannabe governments. And see how we can help them. I mean, all 3 of them need our help at the minute, and we can just sort of decide who we want to help. If it's a JSA, we can help them. If it's, well, the other 2, we can help them.
Klaxon stretches behind you guys and sort of rumbles a little deeply. Can I make a suggestion?
You can, but only because that was a really good impression of KO playing Clash.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. First
It's like
time
she's in the room.
It is possible that maybe we would need to choose a side before we make a play that big. I know we don't want that many political attachments, but maybe we choose someone to throw our lot in with first, and then go from there when we're ready. Make a bigger gambit later? I don't know. It's not as easy as just fighting, to be honest.
From reviewing my notes, it says he held up his, like, old legal pad. I don't believe us aiding the JSA would be a popular move with the current contingency we have here on this planet alone.
I agree. I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Klaxon nods and guffaws at the thought of attempting to do that when he just got the shit kicked out of him less than a week ago for just saying aye.
He's like looking at his handwriting. This Sarah Ferrano, I believe. As Becky suggested. Should I call you Becky?
She'll just put her thumbs up.
Not Miss Booker?
Miss Book.
Yeah, she just
Becky
waves
did.
that away like, nah.
All right. Well, Sarah Ferrano. I do believe that aiding her would be in our best interest, since she seems to have the least fascistic tendencies out of our options.
I would agree, except for the fact that one of the last things that we communicated with her is that they had an attack on their particular faction, and she was voted a no confidence vote. Like, she received a no confidence vote from her people. I don't know if that's from the people at large or if from it's like the actual government body. I'm asking that above table.
Above table. So the way that it
Yeah.
works is it's kind of like impeachment proceedings in the U.S. So
Okay, so it's like the council.
Exactly. So it's
Okay.
basically the council going like, we're not sure we can rally behind you anymore. We might need new leadership. Right. Hold a vote for that. Basically.
Right. So, okay.
UK government. Yeah.
So yeah. So
Yep.
back in character, she received a vote of no confidence. There is a big possibility that she will not retain her position as prime minister. So even though she is still a good person to work with, and I've already told her that yes, we will continue to kind of keep her in the loop of things, her access and her power may be diminished in these next few days or so. It's kind of up in the air. I think yes, I'm sorry, go ahead.
In that regard, maintaining correspondence with this person is very important, because
Yes.
in that regard, we all have something to gain. I think that we can perhaps sway the political levy in order to better appease the Union. Hence, we can show that underneath Verano, we can terraform, and we'll show that we're an independent entity, and perhaps stick it to the Parliament, as it were. I don't like politicians. I don't know if I made that clear enough by the way I'm talking. But they are the, say, better pieces on the chessboard.
Just so I'm clear, everyone, when we are sticking our lot in with a specific group, are we intending to destroy the other two, or just sort of weaken them to the point that they cannot vie for any sort of power or attempt at being the leader government per se?
I mean, I say we infiltrate and make use of them all, but I guess we should focus on one.
I'm with Becky. I think having all of them sort of on our friends list for a little bit, at least for a while, like until we can get a better understanding of, Sarah Verano's place in the government and the inner workings of the GSA and the combinations and all of these people. Like, I don't want to burn too many bridges just yet.
I'm gonna turn to Louis and be like, "What a time for you to choose to play the field now of all times." And I'm gonna say that in a very double meaning type of way. Like, I want you to hear the double entendre when I say that.
I'm not suggesting that we go after all of our adversaries, but when we make a friend with one, we make enemies with others. That is the natural order of things.
But we have managed to maintain a neutral place currently, so it seems a shame to undo any of our current work until we are secure in our position with one of them.
Yeah, I don't mind stabbing two of them in the back. That's absolutely fine.
I would. I would say.
But I'm okay betraying their trust at the end of the day. Like, that's okay. We can be those people. I'm all right with that. But
I think Amaya would say. Oh, I'm sorry. You want to go ahead?
No, go ahead. Harlan's just like, how old are you? You're a jaded bastard.
Amaya would say, I will look at Harlan and say, I think the issue is that we don't have a lot of political say in order to give Serrano really the jump that she needs, because the Union themselves have pretty much decided that they were not necessarily going to get involved too heavily in this area. Like, we are here because there's basically a terrorist group that we're here to hunt down, and we are trying to stabilize this area. But the Union has not really. I mean, look, we're like the only team out here. There's no other team from the Union that's out here, and we don't have
one ship on like the outskirts.
Yeah, like the peacekeepers, like the basically the UN, who are just sitting there like, we're waiting to see what happens type of thing. But they're also not really like jumping at the bit to really get in on this whole political game. They're
garbage, basically. They are.
We are the ones who are really here trying to build up these relationships. So I just don't think that we necessarily have the political. Is it gambit? Is that the right word?
I'd say weight. Sway. Yeah.
I'll say wait. We don't really have the political sway here to really show Parliament like, hey, Serrano's the one you want in power. Like, she unfortunately is kind of on her own in that. Like, she's gonna have to handle that. I just feel like we should kind of, for right now, I don't think we should really pick. I think we should keep our kind of neutrality as of right now, because we're working on a lot of if, ands, and buts, and we don't have a lot of information. Like, I'm totally good with us trying to, build, like you said, build a base somewhere, train people, use the Cellar Forge, all that things, but we just really don't have the type of information about our enemy to where we can really try to be making any moves. I think you should train people. I think we should start the ball rolling on that. But as far as making any big moves, I just don't think right now is the time for us to be doing that. Zenith, what were you gonna say?
I think you're quite right. I think if we're going to be throwing out old Earth sayings, we should be keeping our powder dry at this point.
Harlan's like, oh yeah, I know that one
I got that reference.
too. Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
Hey.
both Louis and Paul have no idea what the heck you're talking about there.
Keeping your powder dry means
Oh,
not committing
yeah.
to something. It's musket stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, over the table, it's a phrase that my dad says all the
Oh,
time.
that 9-year-old man, I'm surprised he doesn't have more common lingo.
Whoa, he's nearly 80.
I'm just like, Louis just remembering powder, like, powder comes dry.
Yes, but you have to keep it dry or else it won't ignite. It's
Ignite? I'm thinking of talcum powder.
Claxon,
I mean, that actually could be flammable.
Claxon
Not if I
leans,
don't set fire to it, it's not.
Claxon leans in and puts like a claw on the table. Then maybe we should choose one of these 3 to start. And he points to the table and like the 3 like messages that are waiting for you guys right now, which is one of them is literally from like it's from a Torre specifically regarding so it's a Torre regarding a particular JSA incursion locally. And also a difficult political matter he's hoping to talk with you about. There's one from the JSA, which is about the severed hand, and the fighting ring. They basically read to put it in perspective. They basically have their own version of like the UFC, but it's like a blood sport in a virtual space that's completely lethal.
May I have one of your dice?
You may have which one?
Just aiming.
Yeah,
Just to
I'll
roll.
just bring the whole die.
Thank
you. Basically someone got killed in the circuit recently outside of a match, and they think it was an assassination attempt. And finally, there's the third one, which is, at the moment, technically not a request, but the political unrest going on in the Evanti. So, you have common oceans and a sensitive political matter there. You have the JSA and somebody murdering one of their CEOs, basically. In the fighting ring. And then finally, you have the chaos in the Evanti Parliament. Which of those 3 do you think you guys want to do? This is me above tabling now. Like,
Yeah.
It's so hard because they're all so good.
I kind of think that if we're going to pick like one of the factions, I think we're going to be dealing with the Kaminoshans a lot more. So I feel like, and if we want to like recruit people and stuff like that in order for like this whole fight ambush plan that like Harlan has, I think it would be maybe a good idea to start there. I think we either start there or we start with the JSA hand thing, because at least they gave us the glove that we like, you know, Zenith and Becky were studying and stuff like that. We got a lot of information.
Which one's more urgent? Like, should we roll aware? I don't know, not awareness, but
Yeah, like which one is more like, dang, we need to get on that.
If I may, before we do any rolls, we've lost one.
No.
Red.
Yeah. Oh.
No, red's gone.
no,
Bye.
red. Hold on. Can we
He's
reroll?
on the he's on the YouTube still, so.
Well, that's because the YouTube has
Oh,
lag. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna carry on and get him catch up. If
Yep.
I may, if we help the GSA solve this murder of one of their CEOs, we could say, hey, because we did this, could you leave the Common Oceans alone a little bit more? That
That's
could be
true.
like,
That's a
yeah,
good idea.
sometimes I'm actually really clever. It's not often.
I think you're often quite clever, my
I
friend.
think it's
I know,
a
it's just-
matter of, are we going
You
to
find
use
it
leads,
there.
depending on where we go, and like how urgent is the political situation? Like, is it they're gonna
Yeah.
fight now and it's gonna escalate?
Yeah, they're on our doorstep. Could you please tell them to go
Yeah.
away?
Because
So-
we could always go to the Kaminoshans first, figure out what the deal is, and then use that as leverage to go into the JSA thing.
Yeah.
So that's true. Bond is like actually, she on fire.
So, fun fact, I found out what happened with Red. Apparently, his audio drivers decided now is the moment to update.
No.
So, that's a mood.
Oh no.
That's what I'd put. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's agony. So I'm sure Red will be right back as soon as that happens.
It's frozen on
Okay.
the YouTube instead of disappeared, which is progress.
Oh yeah, I actually have like a hidden like, someone's not here, no signal found thing I put beneath everyone's icons, just in case such a thing happens.
Yeah, those are really cute.
Thank you. Canva and a little bit of effort makes you a surprising amount of result. So,
Canva is a lifesaver on so many things.
I don't spend much in the way of subscriptions for like tech because I prefer to do shit myself. Welcome back, homie. But Canva is definitely one of those things where like I will spend the $100 a year to like get the pro to actually benefit from it immensely.
Yeah, you get your money's worth, you know?
So yeah, are we rolling our awareness or negotiation?
This would be
like
research, and there'd be a political dynamic to it, so if anybody has any of that, you can.
Oh, it's me!
Yep. And Red, so what they're doing right now is they're assessing what the most urgent thing is, in terms of these 3 options. Welcome back, by the way, homie.
Is it only one person rolling?
That was a pain in the ass.
I think you should help me roll.
Yeah, because I have strategy.
So,
I can help. I'm really smart.
I can help with. I have 4 in research and 2 in espionage.
Okay.
I'm not even going to roll. I have nothing to contribute to this.
That's fair.
It was my idea, but...
So here's...
I also have my Child of Tomorrow trait, so...
That is true. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let... You guys need to choose for compound... For, like, assisting rolling, here's how it works. You choose a lead, you choose the next person in line, and every person beyond that, you only add, like, a quarter of your roll to the ultimate result. So who's lead, who's the second, and who's everyone beyond that who's just, like, distantly supporting.
I have a D20 to start with intellect. So, do we have anything comparatively?
I
think then maybe you should lead, because I have a D10. My roll would be a D10 plus 3.
Okay.
What's your...
Mine's
I would also say you're a negotiator. You're assessing the political circumstances. I will let you use your negotiator die for this.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
It feels like it's literally like this is a practical matter. So you would actually be rolling D10 plus 2D6.
Okay, so you.
Keep the highest.
So you.
All right.
That is mathematically higher than a D20.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what I was pointing.
You.
And then Becky and Zenith can help.
Red, what were you saying there?
Is awareness applicable anywhere in here?
Ooh,
in this case, not particularly.
That exploding.
This is really more of like a... This would be what I'd call research or like negotiation, perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah, strategy is... I could see strategy being valuable too. So, Zenith, what's your... what role would you be using to support? Because that's some pretty good fucking rolling right now.
Hang on, I'm
gonna roll a regular warfare.
Yeah.
I sense that's going to be.
Do you think my walker training will come in handy here?
I think so. I believe in you.
I probably roll a research in my case because that's the D12 plus 4.
Okay, that's fair. So right now we're looking at a total of a 10 plus 3. So you're looking at a
13.
13. And then what are your proficiencies, JJ?
Political affairs and public investigation. That's part of my plus 3.
Okay,
because
that's
I have,
fair.
yeah, because I have I have a research plus 1.
Okay.
And then those 2 would be plus 3. So that's how it factors into my roll already.
Fair, awesome. So that's a 13 base. Zenith, what do you have?
I haven't got the luck die yet. So best I can add on is a 9 altogether.
Okay.
Depending if I can words.
Try again.
Unless I can add anything else on in terms of things like the espionage and bits like that.
Espionage absolutely is relevant in this case. This is like literally the definition of like statecraft.
Okay.
So this falls in there.
Excellent. 9, 10, 11.
Oh, so then you'd have to add another plus 1 to mine then.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
On that too.
Okay, so we're at 14 base.
Ollie's 11.
Yep. So
9.
Halves.
So yep, because you get half of Zenith.
So
The way this works is you take half the result and add it to what we have already.
So I'd be halving 11.
5.5.
Round up. Players always
6.
round up.
6.
So 6 plus 14, we're at 20. Everyone else, whatever rolls you made, take a quarter of it.
It doesn't explode?
Uh,
Because I just rolled a d20.
it would. It's an attribute roll, so you keep rolling.
Yeah, we got a nat
18
20.
plus 21.
Oh.
Let's go.
So that's 38
Wow.
divided by
I was
4?
just gonna see if it was
Is
gonna get
9.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I think at this point we can stop rolling because you guys cleared a 30 for...
Just give me all the information on it.
Alright. I'm
Just
gonna...
give us
I
all
want
the
to show
info.
off.
I've got my legal pad ready.
So at this point...
38.
At this point, you
38
guys...
divided by 4 is 9.5. Just telling.
So at this point, you guys have managed to like combine your skills, and you sort of take a look at the greater strategic viewpoint, like local news feeds, all the things coming through the prism, which is, by the way, Red. That's the internet in this setting. The prism is what it's called. That's yes.
Harlan wouldn't know that. No, I'm
Yes.
kidding.
Harlan would know that because he absolutely uses it.
Oh my god.
You
I
don't
don't
wanna
care if
go
you're in a
Harlan's
backwater.
purchase
Even on the
there.
backwater, you have Wi-Fi. So.
You guys heard of the
If you were raised
Google?
by humans, you blatantly have a dodgy search history on the Prism, alright? Like,
100%. It's
How
the Doctor
to
Strange.
bury... How to bury severed limbs.
Yeah, it's the Doctor Strange bit, right? Where he's like, you know, what's that? Oh, it's the Wi-Fi password. We're not savages, like,
why do my humans keep dying? It's so strange.
So, taking in this greater,
so
like,
dumb.
this greater strategic viewpoint, I'll let you guys know this. As far as the Evanti Parliament goes, their thing right now is ongoing, and it is pretty chaotic. If you did try to do something with them, it would probably be more like investigating, learning more about them generally. You're not really sure how much you'd be able to actually, like, influence their politics at this point. You're not really a known political figure, and they're kind of in upheaval. So that's a roiling mess that, like, if you guys were to look into it, it'd be more like seeing its moving parts than pushing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The JSA thing is it's not like an immediate, like, absolutely today has to be solved. It's a cold case, technically. The guy's already dead. So, like, he's not going to get any less dead by your intervention. But it is an ongoing concern and a possible sign of what you initially feared might be imperial action in the area. However, the one you know the least about would be this most recent Common Ocean thing. What you do know about the Common Oceans, and again, they're a commune structure, and they're basically like a scattered series of independent, they're like a loose confederacy of independent colonies.
If they're asking for help, it probably means the problem is big.
That's kind of where you get in from, is that, like, depending on who it is who's asking, if it's Oradore, they're literally just like, they're the speakers, that's their whole shtick. They all ask for stuff. If it's a columna asking for help, that's a little surprising, because those guys are usually the ones who provide aid.
And this is the striker guy.
Yeah, if it's a Corsair, and it is, because that's actually a Torre, the leader of the Corsairs you guys met, who's literally a pirate. Like, he's literally a pirate. And
His design is still so gorgeous, I gotta tell you.
thank you, I appreciate it. I very much like Hattori's design. Those guys are the most militant of the Common Oceans. If they're asking for help, they're probably concerned it might spiral into something military. And then finally, the last one, which you guys haven't interacted with yet, the Desperandi are basically the xenophobes. If they ever ask for help, that means that whatever it is big enough where they have no other option, because they would exhaust everything before they asked you guys. So you don't know which of those 4 sub-factions it is. But whichever one it is...
Didn't you just say we knew it was a Torre?
A Torre is the one who's asking. You don't know on behalf of who.
Oh, okay.
So...
Yeah.
That's
I was gonna say, if we don't know, you have let that slip on me because you said who it was.
Okay, let me fix that. A Torre is Corsair, but he's asking on behalf of the Common Oceans on a larger issue that might not necessarily be his. So...
I think
It's not a case of he knows who we are, so he is reaching out to us because he's like, oh, you guys.
correct.
Yeah,
As opposed to
exactly.
I say we go to a Torre. Vote.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So, sounds like we have quorum then.
We've reached consensus.
We've reached consensus, yes.
Yes.
Alright. So if that's the case then... Well, I can tell you right now, There's a couple easy places to start. There's a message currently waiting for you. No one has opened it yet. So, your business if you want to. Or engage with them.
I assume that's part of what we would do when Maya was investigating, was that she would read the message.
No, she wasn't actually around it. She did not read that message once. She thought, you know what, I could learn a lot
I
from
don't want to put
I would like to roll
That's
to read the
easy
message
mode,
now.
Okay, opening the message. Opening the message. All right, so.
Don't open it, it's a trap! Malware!
Don't press the link.
Your bank account is currently being overdrawn. Please click this suspicious link.
Wouldn't be the first time.
God, that's a mood. Attore, you can see his icon appears in the message. And what follows is actually not a video message, but instead a simple simple text message coming in through various, multi-layers of encryption made specifically for you guys to encrypt. In fact, actually, it takes Klaxon going outside and grabbing one of the local combinations to decode it for you.
Yeah.
So this is actually in what would be considered like a combination code.
It's some secrecy.
So, the long and short of it is Attore more or less says, "Hello, good. I hope you're all doing well. I hear you're all setting up locally. Good to hear. We need help. There's a particular world on the outskirts of our territory that's been giving us issues. One of the Desperandi colonies has gone dark, more than usual. And namely, these guys have been already up in arms with some of their local neighbors. We also have been detecting JSA forces nearby. We're concerned they've either been killed, compromised, or something else. I would love your help." That's the end of the message.
Oh my.
Can I shoulder read?
Yeah.
I presume this is on the big table, the big hollow
It's a
table.
big screen.
Yeah, on the big screen.
Cool, so we know where we're going.
You can still shoulder read though if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Whose shoulder am I looking over right now? That's the RP interaction we're gonna have.
How tall are you?
6'3".
Becky's 5'7".
Yeah, not mine, because you need stilts.
You can read over mine.
She's just a little jelly. She's a little jellyfish.
You could read through the back of her head if you must. Like.
Exactly, yeah.
She is translucent.
Damn, this fucking. Why is the screen so? No, that's not.
I'll just look at Harlan and then just
I was gonna say-
make my squishy thinner there so that you can see through it better.
Zenith actually smirks and does a near chuckle at that.
That was a joke. He'd say he was trying to smooth it over.
You made the grumpy one do an emotion.
I know. I think I would look at you like. You made her.
Message to Becky. See, said they were flirting.
Be like, you made her emo.
We out here emote.
We out here emo.
Becky, does Louis actually say that they're flirting?
Yeah,
Okay.
I sent you a text.
Okay, Becky will send a text back. Oh, good. Maybe I'll get the stick out her butt.
Ah!
Oh, damn!
Damn.
Can I shoulder read for that part?
Absolutely not. No.
Can we roll to do that, awareness,
No, I'm not. I'm
No.
gonna keep comms private unless someone's making a hacking roll.
Okay.
Or it would be very difficult. Also,
Would I?
each of your wrist links is coded to whatever language you prefer, as well as also whatever settings you prefer. So it may or may not be easy for other people to read it as efficiently.
I have an argument to make.
I have an answer.
I have proficiency in human culture. Could I tell by body language, by making a roll, what they might be talking about?
Sure, I'll let you do that. Make me aware.
Considering neither one of us are human.
Becky is.
Had you?
Becky.
Oh,
Becky's human.
shit.
You forgot.
That is entirely new information for me.
Have you been courting someone this whole time? You don't even know what species they are.
That hasn't stopped Paul. It won't stop Louis. Okay.
That's fair. Okay. I'm gonna very quickly, because I realize we do have a new player present. I should probably run down. Red is an Anazali. Becky is a human. Louis is a sylph. We have Amaya, who is an Oraname. We have Zenith, who's Anazali, and Klaxon is a Shrike. That is everybody. We good. I think we're good.
Oh, I
good.
get it.
Who
It's
should
like
count
a
as Icarus?
Shrikes, right? That's a reference to Hosier.
Good stream, everybody. I'm gone. Bye.
I
I'm
knew all
done.
my
I'm
AFAB
gone.
people
We're
would
done.
love that joke, so I just had to fucking make it. Okay, I love Hosier.
Just turn your cameras off now.
We done. We complete the campaign. That's it.
That's all you have to do. That's how you stop fascism. You, heckle your DM until he kills the entire universe.
Oh, sorry, on the down low.
Okay.
I know that I've been talking about making those pendants.
Have we actually just lost Omni, or?
Yes.
No, he's there for me.
I'm here.
Oh, is it just me?
It is
Yeah,
you.
afraid
It's
so.
your video. Sorry.
Reload.
All right.
F5.
then.
Human culture and what would you argue?
This would be awareness in this instance. So it'd be.
Oh.
So yeah, your proficiencies are modifiers on a discipline roll. So in this case, it would be your awareness plus your human culture, and awareness is tied to.
Intellect.
Indeed. There you go.
This is a D8 plus 7.
Yep.
So...
And it's a luck die as well because it's an attribute roll.
Oh, let me add a D6 then.
Yep.
Nice.
And you
Let me
just
skip it,
choose
yeah.
which of the two you want to use when you use the roll.
Oh, okay. Then I'll roll it separately. Probably.
Do
Oh,
I
that's
need-
well. I look like I'm
Sorry.
so far.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the 6.
That does explode, so you get to roll again and add it together.
Oh my god.
Because remember, folks, this is an exploding dice system.
Okay. I'm rolling max or minimum. That's where I'm at.
Yes, there you go. So it's a 7 plus, what was your roll?
Yeah, 7. 7. So 14.
It's 14.
14. I don't make this like a versus thing
Yeah, you're
yet. So I would say, Red, you can't like make out specifics, but you rolled pretty decent. You're clearly seeing that they're engaging in a side conversation of some kind. Everyone else at the table isn't really focusing on it because there's so much data in front of you and all this conversation going on. But they're clearly engaging in like some sort of side messaging conversation. And at least from Becky's like perspective,
The
like
slight smirk,
yeah, a little bit of smug, a little bit of like grin, like whatever it is, it's cheeky in banter.
Is this something you care to fill us, the rest of us, in? Share with the class?
You're being
Miss
nosy.
Booker. I don't think so. We are in a public forum, aren't we?
Private conversations aren't part of public forum, but thanks for trying.
Yeah, but whispering is rude.
We're not whispering.
Yeah, I have the yelling setting on mine, so I'm hard of hearing. I need to hear it. It's just a setting I have.
LOL, right?
Everything turns up in caps lock.
Lamau.
Becky will lean over to Louis and be like, I think he's just jealous. I don't think he has many friends.
Klaxon's gonna just like watch all of this and just go, I'm going to go and get the ship ready for us to go.
Thank you.
And he just sort of like waves awkwardly and leaves. I'm like, oh, I forgot how annoying their socials were.
I'm gonna go get my stuff ready for drop point. So, have fun with your little,
I shall, if I'm no longer needed, I too will head off.
Becky's gonna.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
salute. He doesn't salute anybody
No.
else, he just leaves.
No, you don't need to do that. No.
It's a sign of respect.
Amaya,
He's gone.
um,
Gone before you could respond.
as everybody's kind of like stepping out of the room, I want you to do me a favor. Make me
Yeah.
one more research roll exactly the same as you did last time.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stay in the room and just sort of like, oh, bye everyone.
Okay, so that would be 10, 14.
You left me out of the conversation,
So
and now
it's,
I'm mad.
10 plus the d6, which would be
It looks like they both have sticks up
14
there, but...
plus a 3, which would be 7, which would be another 1 because you also had the espionage. So that'd be... Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Longcoat swish as she goes.
So a fair bit. You got an 18 total. Good. So, Amaya, as everyone else is sort of like filing out and like shuffling their tables, you notice one final detail on the note that is intriguing to you. There's actually like attached a series of like simple like images Nothing serious. It's not like really. It's literally just like, hey, this is like the planet you're going to. This is like, you know, these are like, this is the coordinate location. And on it, there's like a brief image of like one of the habs that's on the planet. And just looking at it, like your eye catches immediately on something. A symbol you're familiar with now. Vaguely like a planet with rings in gold. Which is very similar, annoyingly so, at least in your mind, to the emblem of the Imperial on one of their hubs.
Oh.
Damn.
And that's where we're going to end the session for the day.
No!
Ah.
Okay. Okay.
Can I just over table? Becky, I love you.
I love you too. No, I promise Becky being Becky is not the same. I love you. I love how you play Zenith. It's great.
Zenith is grumpy, but I love you.
You too. You're doing great.
So, I'm going to take a moment here and say,
Feel free to say it. I don't mind receiving one of.
I love all of you guys. You're all incredible. You all get yourselves, because this is you had a pretty big meeting today. I'm going to give you guys a point of experience.
Yes.
Furthermore,
Yay.
also, I'm going to, over the course of this next 2 weeks, you guys are going to choose what modules you want to put down on this planet. I'll let you decide, so that when you guys leave planet next time, it'll be set up for you and already doing its thing, humming along without you. So I'll be posting a little thing about that in the Discord. And to all the viewers out there, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It means a ton. If anyone out there, and by if, I mean when anyone out there is curious about these incredible players that I have, please go check them out. All their links are down in the doobly-doo below. And you can find out more about them there. Likewise, a huge thank you to everyone who currently is supporting me again on Patreon. Patreon.com/LastOmnitect. Ampersand, thank you so much. Atlas, thank you so much. Heinrich, thank you so much. And Necronomulus, thank you so much. You guys are the financial wind beneath my incredibly frail wings, and it makes my life a lot easier. So, if you have enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe. We're incredibly small. This is what I get from going from one channel on Twitch to YouTube and 3 channels. So if you want to see more of this, please like, subscribe, and comment. It actually helps us get found in the algorithm, and it helps us immensely. And
Feed the algorithms, always.
yes, unfortunately, feed the algorithms. And to everyone else, this has been Unicorn Head Studios. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Goodbye.